your forecast first. Sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us late on your Wednesday night. It's been a pretty nice day overall as temperatures reached into the upper 70s. Very warm for this time of year, but it's been dry throughout the day. But that is all changing here. As you can see, this next system is moving on into the area from the southwest, and we're going to be seeing those rain showers throughout the night and continued throughout the day tomorrow as well. But we're staying mild throughout the night temperature-wise, still into the 60s in some areas, 61 in Mattoon, also in DECATUR, 57 a little bit cooler in Champaign, 62 in Watsika, and also in Pontiac. And these temperatures are only going to be falling into the 50s, so really staying mild as we head into our Thursday. But lots of rain showers in the 7-day forecast. I will be tracking all of that rain coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
A man who disappeared earlier this month was found dead in a lake not too far from where he was last seen. Sirens sounded across one county tonight, but not for an emergency. Why, it was for hope instead.
You see the pictures, you see the smiles from the people, and it's just wondrous.
One woman and her partner are making the rounds at nursing homes, spreading smiles through therapy.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jessica KUNZ. A man was found dead in a lake this morning, but exactly how he died remains unknown. Around 10:30 this morning, Champaign police were called out to Kaufman Lake for a report of a body in the water. The coroner later identified the man as 23-year-old Jeremy Wallace of Chicago. His family reported him missing earlier this month while he was visiting Champaign. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen has more.
On April 10th, Jeremy Wallace's family reported him missing to Champaign police. He was last seen the night before at a store near Kenwood and Springfield Avenue. His family told police they hadn't heard from him since then. Almost 2 weeks later, Wallace's body was found about 15 feet from the shore of Kaufman Lake. That's just a few blocks away from where he was last seen. People were evacuated from the area. No other details about the cause of his death have been released yet. An autopsy has been scheduled to happen on Friday. Reporting, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Wallace's family came to the scene this afternoon at the lake. A fight broke out and police were called to break it up. Nobody was seriously hurt or arrested. Other news tonight, a former U of I police officer has been arrested on sex charges. Gerald Sandage is charged with criminal sexual assault, criminal sexual abuse, and intimidation. He was put on leave from the department in September 2018 after being accused of sexual assault. He was arrested in December after being accused of misusing police databases and security cameras to find personal information. A woman died after her car crashed this morning. It happened south of Dewey near County Road 2850 North and 900 East. Authorities were called after a report of a car in a ravine. The Champaign County coroner says the victim is 51-year-old Shelley Hansons of Thomasboro. New tonight, 2 people escaped a house fire. This happened on West California Avenue near the intersection of South McCullough Street in Urbana. The people living there say they heard a pop and saw fire on the outside of the house. When firefighters got there, they noticed glowing in the attic and tore their way through the wall to put out the fire. No word on what caused it. It is under investigation. New for you tonight, Illinois continues to haul in big shipments of gloves, masks, and other protective equipment for medical staff on the front lines fighting coronavirus. This shipment landed at Chicago's O'Hare Airport earlier this week. Today, the governor said the state continues to distribute this gear to nonprofits who provide food, shelter, health care, and help to people in need during the pandemic.
We've now sent out more than 15 million items, including 7.7 million surgical masks, nearly 1.7 million N95 masks, over 30,000 gowns, over 6.4 million gloves, and over 350,000 face shields to locations all across the state of Illinois.
The equipment is most desperately needed in hospitals. That's where 8 healthcare workers died from COVID-19, and roughly 2,500 of them caught COVID-19. The state revealed those numbers for the first time today. There are more than 2,000 new coronavirus cases across the state. Illinois officials also announced 98 more deaths That brings the total number of cases to more than 35,000. More than 1,500 have lost their lives. Now, today's number of positive cases is the highest daily number in Illinois yet. But the governor says that's because we're testing more people. His order to stay at home is scheduled to expire 1 week from tomorrow, but he has hinted at possibly extending it into the month of May. During his news conference today, he said the tricky part is the guesswork that goes into building an accurate projection.
I'm estimating, we all are. Even the modelers are estimating, and the purpose for the estimating isn't so much that we know exactly what date, some date at which you might peak. That's not the purpose of the models. The purpose of the models, from my perspective, is to understand what the capacity needs will be.
Illinois tested nearly 10,000 people today. That's the number of tests the governor says we need to conduct every day to get an accurate picture of the spread. The number of cases also spiked overnight in Macon County. They went from 58 to 96 positive cases because of that increased testing. The state's Department of Public Health administered the first wave of 300 tests at Fairhaven Senior Living in Decatur, and 33 more people there tested positive. Officials only expect the numbers to increase over the next few days. New at 10, a healthcare clinic in Vermilion County will soon become a drive-through testing site. Aunt Martha's Health and Wellness in Danville will start this service on Friday. It can serve people from both Champaign and Vermilion counties. They have to meet one of these 4 conditions to qualify for that testing. They have symptoms and live in temporary housing. They have symptoms and known exposure to someone who tested positive. They have chronic health conditions that could put them more at risk of complications, or they are frontline workers like first responders.
I think it's good for people in the community to know that the resource is there and that we're really committed to the community, both Danville and Champaign-Urbana. And we're really thoughtful about making Danville a testing site.
The testing will be open from 9 a.m. to 4:30. That last hour will be reserved for frontline workers. You have to call or go online to set up an appointment, and we have a link with more information on WCIA.com. You can help us at WCIA3 collect masks for essential workers in Champaign County. There is a shortage right now. Our drive will be Tuesday the 28th in our back parking lot in Champaign. You should follow CDC guidelines for mask making and put them in a sealed plastic bag. On the 28th, you drive up, throw your mask in a bin, and drive off without having any contact. We have a link with instructions on how to make face masks, including a pattern, on our website. Hearing sirens and seeing lights means help is on the way. The fire departments in one county wanted that sound to give something else to people tonight. Departments across Piatt County invited others to open their doors at 7, pull out their trucks, and turn on those lights and sirens. The idea was to offer hope in light of the pandemic and show their thanks for those frontline workers.
We just want to come out here and say thank you to everybody who is serving on the front lines, whether that be currently in a EMS role or as a nurse or a doctor in a hospital. So.
Departments also encouraged communities to join in. People were asked to turn on their porch light, garage light, or open their windows and leave their lights on. Hundreds of families in Champaign County have had a new family portrait taken while in quarantine. We told you Curbside Clicks was getting started at the end of March. Since then, 4 volunteer photographers have gone around taking portraits of people from their car. This was put on by the group Real Life Families. Their executive director says the response exceeded their expectations.
We're all doing what we can to help us get through this time together. And so that's the surprise piece of doing the CU Curbside Clicks, is just how many people were truly positively impacted.
Real Life Family says they are keeping Curbside Clicks going until at least the end of this month. Farmers markets are normally crowded events. How some are still planning to open this summer despite COVID-19. Plus, movie theaters have been forced to close. But what about drive-ins? What the plan could be for Harvest Moon. And Ayo Dosunmu may be leaving the Illini, but a former teammate of his is coming to play. Why he says Ayo did not factor in his decision to sign.